Liberal Soshoma joins us now. He's a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, Chamberlain, and the crew.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, looking through all of this, these letters coming through in the last days of 2013, well, yes, indeed, we've seen the reply from the president to the former president, and then there was also that one from former senator, the former president's daughter, and all of this just making the rounds. And first of all, you ask yourself, from one letter to the other, generating so much response, and what's your perspective from all of this?
Chamberlain, I was here sometimes, it was last week or so, and I did say that the former president should first and foremost apologize to Nigerians before writing letters such as that. And somebody said I should address the messenger, not the messenger. And I did say that the messenger is equal to the message in this case, because it's all about 2015 election. And we know, and with the recent visit of the progressives, quote and unquote, to the former president, we now know, gradually we are now beginning to see the drummer, because we've been seeing the dancers. Now we are knowing where the drum beat is coming from. And then, so for me, really, like I did mention before now, it's not enough for somebody to raise allegations and then we say, the president needs to reply. We need a response. And I asked, so what happens if the president responds to the letter? It's just like saying, Chamberlain, you're a thief. And then they say, no, Chamberlain, respond. There are procedures. He who asserts must prove. If you say, look, this man is training snipers, being a former president, you know how to go about it. If you want to alert the nation, there are security agencies you should also alert properly. Let this matter be investigated.
But you know that this looks like a pattern on the former president's part. This is not the first of the letters that he's been writing.
And if you look at this one, and even when he was president, Audu Ogbe wrote a letter to him. And what became of Audu Ogbe? And the same man appointed special advisors and said, look, you can advise me, but it's not compulsory that I must take your advice. Have we forgotten so soon? What I would advise the current president to do is when Ngige was, when he fell out of favor with his godfathers, those that imposed him on Anambra with the aid of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, what he did was to align with the people, with good governance. And then that's the favor he still enjoys today with the people. What the president should do now, for me, it's not enough to, I respond. We want to see a departure from what we know. We want to see the current government truly interested in fighting corruption, truly eradicating poverty, and also want to see security, improve in Nigeria. And that's the only way people would forget about all these modern day progressives.
Why? And they're there to fulfill what you just mentioned?
Look, let me tell you. The 2.8 billion oil money missing, if you remember Fela's song, 2.8 billion naira oil money missing. Who do you think was Minister of Petroleum at that time? Under Obasanjo? It was Buhari. So, Buhari meeting Obasanjo now, and IBB, who was Chief of Army Staff under Buhari, all of them relating and discussing on the state of the nation. To me, it's like Kehinde and Taiwo. They've always been together. It's what you have. It's a clash of the ruling class. Some people believe, we imposed this man on you people, and so now he's not dancing to our tune. And so we must, now begin to magnify these things that had been there to curry favor. And it's unfortunate that Nigerians are taking sides. We're beginning to debate.
Isn't it natural for them to?
We shouldn't be benchmarking performance with Obasanjo. You say, I want to compare Goodluck's administration's tenure with that of Obasanjo. We shouldn't.
Is that what they're doing?
Yes, that's what people are doing. Or if you to Obasanjo,
what should we be doing?
What we should be benchmarking this performance against normal standards, and not Obasanjo's tenure. Obasanjo spent 16 billion buying darkness.
So let us now.
And so, if you want to you now begin to compare, is that what you should be comparing?
Mr. Shoma, since you've already said we shouldn't do that,
we should benchmark.
Perhaps we shouldn't do that, and let us face the reality. Because I mean, let's not even go into that comparison, but let us face what is, with us right now,
yes.
what we have and how it is we as Nigerians can move forward. We've seen the president's reply to this letter. He's also made it open as well, perhaps because that first letter was open, and it's also a way of addressing Nigerians, because you can see that he's also talking very extensively about what his administration has done, on specific allegations. So what do you make of this letter?
For me, the president's response, you all clamor for a response from the president. You must respond.
You didn't think he should reply, first of all?
For me, I expected performance. It's not about response, because these problems raised in Obasanjo's letter, I said it before, they are not new to us. There is nothing there apart from the question of snipers and people on watch list. There's nothing on that letter that we had not discussed.
So let us get it straight. There are certain things that you agree with the letter. It's just that you don't like we don't agree with the messenger, so you've discarded everything. But
no.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. What I am saying is, the messenger, if you laid a foundation, for corruption. In your time, it was the same, if not worse. And then you're now coming to tell me, Nigerians, so that I will see you as
Mr. Shoma, we're back to this comparison. I don't want us to get into that, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to get very clearly from you is if you agreed with certain things in the letter, that's all. So I'm looking, as someone who agrees with certain things that President Obasanjo wrote, has your mind been disabused with the current letter that has been written back by
on some issues.
Our sitting president?
Yes, on some issues. And that's why I added that what the president should do now is to align with the masses. He rode on the crest of goodwill. It wasn't Obasanjo. In 2011, it wasn't Obasanjo's campaign. It was the goodwill that he enjoyed from Nigerians. Oh, for the first time, let's have a graduate. For the first time, a man without shoes. For the first time, let's have... It was that goodwill. And so what he should do now is to find a way of reconnecting with that goodwill.
So you agreed with certain things. I mean, your mind was disabused on certain issues. Can you tell us some of the issues that your mind was disabused on?
The major issues, Obasanjo talked about the question of snipers, talked about people on security watch list. And for me, as a lawyer, he who asserts must prove. It's not enough for me to say, Mr. President, come prove your innocence. Because somebody in the status of Obasanjo said, there are snipers everywhere. And the man said, look, you are not being fair to me by raising these issues. A former president. And then also, on the issue of, we all know now, the Sanusi's $49 billion. That enough can wreck a country. Even before Obasanjo, before the president responded, Sanusi already came out to say, look, well, I was misquoted. So these are some of the issues, and I looked at all of this, and I asked myself, I wasn't expecting a different response from Mr. President.
Why?
Because some of these issues are issues we already know.
Did you do about this?
You're leaving me a little confused. Sorry.
No, because so let me tell you, I discussed after discussing with a journalist also, and I told him, I said, look, it's not everything that Obasanjo says that I would want to believe. Just the same way, it's not enough to call somebody a thief in the marketplace and you expect me to assume that that man is a thief.
Unfortunately, that's happening in society today.
That's happening. Somebody just says, ole, and the next thing, mob action, bring tie up. That's what we are doing here. So, because Mr. Obasanjo, former President Obasanjo has said that this is happening, and so it is happening. And then also, For me, even if some people are on security watch list, you have
Political
security
watch list.
You have crisis.
That was the allegation.
And then also, quickly, Mr. President said, well, you said I put some people on security or political watch list. And we all know the killings that happened in Nigeria since 1999 till 2007. And unfortunately, none had happened in my time. We remember the case of Arimasha, Dikibo, even a sitting Attorney General to date. That's what even killed the wife. The judiciary she served judiciously for years could not give her justice in Nigeria.